Thank you very much, everybody. It's a great honor to have Prime Minister Mark Carney with us. As you know, just a few days ago, he won a very big election in Canada. And I think I was probably the greatest thing that happened to him, but I can't take vote credit.
Mark Carney, fresh off his historic victory at the Canadian elections, has just completed his first trip to the White House to meet with the guy who wants to annex his country, because it's all about talking things out, working through your feelings, especially when the guy who wants to annex you has a lot more weapons than you. Refreshing to see Trump, for once, start out with the truth. He's right. If he'd just get his stupid mouth shut, he'd be meeting Pierre today. But that's what they say, isn't it? We are our own worst enemies.
His party was losing by a lot, and he ended up winning. So I really want to congratulate him. It was probably one of the greatest comebacks in the history of politics, maybe even greater than mine. But I want to just congratulate you. That was a great election, actually. We were watching it with interest, and I think Canada chose a very talented person, a very good person, because we spoke before the election quite a few times. And it's an honor to have you at the White House and the Oval Office. And you see the new and improved Oval Office as it becomes more and more beautiful with love. We handle it with great love, and 24-karat gold. That always helps too, right? But
shit, we've already lost him. He's already rambling about fucking gold, which incidentally has been doing really well since the idiot started tanking the economy.
Is USMCA dead?
no, it was actually very effective, and it's still very effective, but people have to follow it. So, that's been a problem. People haven't followed it. But it was a transitional step a little bit, and as you know, it terminates fairly shortly. It gets renegotiated very shortly. But I thought it was a very positive step from NAFTA. NAFTA was the worst trade deal in the history of our country, probably in the history of the world. And this was a transitional deal.
Wait, it was? I thought it was.
The USMCA is the largest, fairest, most balanced and modern trade agreement ever achieved. There's never been anything like it. Other countries are now looking at it.
Whatever, it was a colossal / transitional step / deal. Never been anything like it. Blah, blah, blah. Diarrhea coming out of my mouth, etc., etc.
Yeah, please.
What's the top concession you want out of Canada? The top concession you want out of Canada?
Concession?
Yes.
Friendship.
But that's not a concession.
No, we're going to be friends with Canada. Regardless of anything, we're going to be friends with Canada.
Even if we annex them, we're gonna do it friendly-like friends. Which leads us to the hot question of the day. Took a couple of them to get there, bless them. They wanted to butter him up first. So drum roll. Mr. President, do you still want to annex Canada?
Well, I still believe that, but it takes two to tango, right? But no, I do. I mean, I believe it would be a massive tax cut for the Canadian citizens. You get free military, you get tremendous medical cares and other things. There would be a lot of advantages, but it would be a massive tax cut. And it's also a beautiful, as a real estate developer, I'm a real estate developer at heart. When you get rid of that artificially drawn line, somebody drew that line many years ago with like a ruler, just a straight line right across the top of the country. When you look at that beautiful formation when it's together, I'm a very artistic person.
Somebody a long time ago drew a line with a ruler, and now I can't have Canada. Sad. He's so unbelievably fucking insulting, but he's trying so hard to sell it to the Canadian people. You'll get tremendous health cares and stuff. Never in my life have I seen such a walking, breathing joke before, which takes us to Mark's response. Easily the most important response Mark will give at this meeting.
Well, if I may, As you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever. But the opportunity is in the partnership and what we can build together.
I must say, Canada is stepping up the military participation because Mark knew, they were low, and now they're stepping it up, and that's a very important thing. But never say never. Never say never.
Then he started boasting, verbal diarrhea style, about his tariffs, also known as the stupidest tariff plan ever conceived by man, evident by the fact that upon announcing it, everybody started selling everything American because that shit just became radioactive. So yeah, great plan. Biden brought you great late Hannibal Lecters. I brought you a recession.
Just to finish, we also have a situation, because everyone says, when are you going to sign deals? We don't have to sign deals.
Oh, you do, you demented McNugget, and even the bullshit act won't cut it this time.
I said, that's okay, you don't have to shop. Now, we may think, well, they have a right, that maybe we were a little bit wrong, so we'll adjust it. And then you people will say, oh, it's so chaotic. No, we're flexible. But we'll sit down and we'll, at some point, in some cases, we'll sign some deals. It's much less important than what I'm talking about. For the most part, we're just going to put down a number and say, this is what you're going to pay to shop. And it's going to be a very fair number. It'll be a low number. We're not looking to hurt countries. We want to help countries. We want to be friendly with countries.
Oh, you want to be friendly? Oh, I didn't fucking realize. Pay to shop, friend. He's so fucking insulting to the rest of the world. Thank you, Americans. We really appreciate this. Next time, just elect a poo-throwing gorilla.
I mean, India, as an example, is one of the highest tariffs in the world. We're not going to put up with that. And they've agreed already to drop it. They'll drop it to nothing. They've already agreed. They would have never done that for anybody else but me.
Nothing? They dropped it to nothing? And of course, I'm supposed to take his literally worthless word for it, right? Great, okay. Now, as with all situations, when you stick Trump in front of a camera, sooner or later, he starts saying some seriously weird shit. Exhibit A.
I mean, look, President Obama, and if he wanted help, I'd give him help because I'm a really good builder and I build on time, on budget. He's building his library in Chicago. It's a disaster. And he said something to the effect, I only want DEI, I only want woke. He wants woke people to build it. Well, he got woke people, and they have massive cost overruns. A job is stopped. I don't know. It's a disaster. And I don't like that happening because I think it's bad for the presidency that a thing like that should happen. He's got a library that's a disaster. And he wanted to be very politically correct, and he didn't use good, hard, tough, mean construction workers that I love, Marco. I love those construction workers.
Now we're veering into fetish territory.
By the way, nor was in California a little train going from San Francisco to Los Angeles that's being run by Gavin Newsom. I've watched a lot of stupid people build a lot of stupid things, but
Oh, I believe that.
this is a very friendly conversation, but we want to make our own cars. We don't really want cars from Canada. And we put tariffs on cars from Canada, and at a certain point, it won't make economic sense for Canada to build those cars. And we don't want steel from Canada because we're making our own steel, and we're having massive steel plants being built right now as we speak. We really don't want Canadian steel, and we don't want Canadian aluminum and various other things because we want to be able to do it ourselves. And we, because of, past thinking of people, we have a tremendous deficit with Canada. In other words, they have a surplus with us. And there's no reason for us to be subsidizing Canada. Canada's a place that will have to be able to take care of itself economically. I assume they can.
Wow, he's so fucking friendly. We don't want any of your shit, and we also want to annex you. Let's be friends.
Thank you very much. We're going to have a very substantive. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And that concludes another great meeting. From a first impression, I can tell you that the Canadians ain't gonna be impressed with Trump's bullshit. Carney did his best to push back against the most provocative lines. Nothing has actually been decided vis-a-vis trade. He doesn't even know if he's gonna keep the greatest trade deal ever negotiated, also known as a transitional step, I think. And he won't stop calling for the annexation of Canada, even though its leader told him to his face to stop. Therefore, on the Zelensky White House meeting scale, Mark's meeting with Trump gets awarded with a respectable 0.3 Zelenskys.